Always a pleasure to have you join us for the news at 10 on NTA News 24, live from Abuja. I am Vivian Ezadefe. First, we have to start with the headlines. 2025 United Nations General Assembly, Vice President Kashim Shettima set to lead Nigerians delegation. Lagos Police Command arrests notorious armed robber John Samuel. Plus, Police and Public Complaints Commission rescued malnourished children from illegal orphanage. And now to the details of the news. As the 80th session of the UN General Assembly convenes, Nigeria stands ready to contribute meaningfully to global discourse on peace, security, development, and climate change. A statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs informs that the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, will lead Nigeria's delegation to the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA 80, in New York from September 23 to 30th, 2025. The Vice President is scheduled to address the General Assembly on 24th September 2025, where Nigeria will highlight the country's contributions to international cooperation, regional and global peace and security, and measures to tackle the multifaceted impact of climate change. The delegation will include the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, alongside other ministers and senior government officials who are expected to work towards strengthening Nigeria's position as a constructive partner in addressing the most urgent challenges facing the global community while advancing national interests and regional stability. It adds that this year's UNGA session, themed Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development and Human Rights, marks a significant milestone in international cooperation and multilateralism. The theme reflects the enduring commitment of the global community to inclusivity, cooperation, and shared solutions to pressing global challenges, while reaffirming the United Nations' central role in fostering peace, development, and human rights worldwide. Nigeria's participation at UNGA 80 will reinforce its commitments in achieving the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, while leveraging the opportunity to showcase the country's economic potential and democratic resilience. In addition to the general debates, Nigeria will actively participate in several high-level side events, such as that for the peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine and the implementation of the two-state solution co-chaired by France and Saudi Arabia. Another high-level roundtable on energy, oil and gas, minerals opportunities in the Gulf of Guinea, a roadmap for peace and security, and Forward African Leaders Symposium 2025, hosted by the African Peer Review Mechanism, to discuss Africa's digital transformation, fintech, and policy framework of AFCFTA protocol on digital trade, among others. President Bola Tinubu felicitates with First Lady Oluremi Tinubu as she celebrates her 65th birthday today. In a statement he personally signed, President Tinubu said he honored not only the love of his life, but also a woman whose quiet strength and enduring grace have been his steady anchor. Through every season, the president said, from the long years of struggle and political exile to leadership responsibilities, the president said, I quote, "You have stood firmly by my side with dignity, patience, and devotion that words can scarcely express. You are more than my wife. You are my confidant, counselor, and a steady flame illuminating my path. In you, our children and grandchildren see the example of compassion and faith, and in you, our nation sees the through strength of womanhood, resolute yet tender, humble yet unshakable, firm. Nigeria owes you more than many will ever know. In every sacrifice you made quietly, in every burden you carried out without complaint, you have served this country as surely as I have, not from the podium, but from the hearts of our home. End of quote. President Tinubu thanked God for her life, health, and unwavering love of the First Lady, saying he salutes her warmth and empathy, which continue to touch millions of lives across Nigeria. President Tinubu wishes the First Lady many more years ahead, filled with joy, peace, and fulfillment. And we here in NTA equally wish the First Lady a happy celebration and many more years in good health. Governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Usman Ododo, has congratulated First Lady Oluremi Tinubu on the occasion of her 65th birthday, describing her as an Amazon and a source of inspiration to millions of Nigerians. In a goodwill message personally signed by him, Governor Ododo extolled the virtues of the First Lady, noting that her life has been defined by impact, devotion to God, and unwavering service to the nation. The governor, on behalf of Kogi State, celebrates her life of compassion, exemplary strength, and dedication to the welfare of women, children, and the less privileged, saying the First Lady continues to inspire hope across Nigeria. While praying for God's continued blessings upon the wife of the president, Ododo remarked that at 65, the First Lady embodies the grace of God and the testimony of a purposeful life. He expressed confidence that the First Lady will continue to support President Bola Tinubu and champion noble causes that will further uplift the nation. The governor prays that the Almighty will grant her many more years in good health, wisdom, and strength. And to Lagos State now, Lagosians can breathe a sigh of relief following the arrest of John Samuel, a notorious armed robber kingpin, hired assassin and murderer. In a statement by DSP Babaseyi Olushiyi, Deputy Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command, Ikeja, John Samuel, 28, who was behind the Ellen Avenue gold jewelry armed robbery attack, was tracked and apprehended in his Epe hideout by the Lagos Police Command on the 19th September. The suspect, who was recently released from prison on 18th September after serving 6 years for armed robbery, fired and wounded a businessman, Benga Obama, and robbed him of an expensive gold necklace and other valuables in broad daylight at Bajobi Street, Ellen Avenue, Ikeja. CCTV footage of the incident obtained clearly captured the suspect when he fired the victim before dispossessing him of his gold necklace, while his accomplice waited on a motorcycle for their escape. The victim, who sustained serious gunshot wounds during the attack, has since been treated and discharged. He confessed to selling the stolen jewelry for 4 million naira. The Lagos State Police Command is currently intensifying efforts to arrest other members of his gang and bring them to justice. The Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, Oladare Jibo, praised the gallantry and commitment of the operatives that led to the successful arrest of this vicious and notorious suspect, assuring Lagosians that a discreet investigation is ongoing into the case. The Lagos State Police Command also reiterates its commitment to safety and protection of all residents and urges them to go about their lawful activities in peace without fear or apprehension. The command warns all criminally minded persons and those who will be criminals that Lagos has no hiding place for them. The Public Complaint Commission and FCT Police Command have rescued 16 children from an illegal orphanage in Lokogoma's Dogongada area of the FCT. Hawa Gimba reports that officials stormed the premises, evacuating the victims to safety after finding they were allegedly subjected to severe hardship and emotional trauma due to the home's failure to meet minimum care standards.
That the proprietors of the home failed to meet the minimum standards of care for vulnerable children, exposing them to severe hardship and emotional trauma. The suspects behind the illegal orphanage are now in police custody and undergoing investigation. Authorities have assured that they will prosecute in line with the law. The Public Complaints Commission reiterates its commitment to protecting the rights of vulnerable groups and urge members of the public to promptly report cases of abuse and neglect.
Abuja, Dogongada village, we've been hearing different concerns. We've been hearing concerns that this orphanage are maltreating their children, and we have come today, we have seen a first-hand investigation that these children are seriously maltreated. This one here was poured hot water. You can see all his body totally wasted. This one's, look at this one, beaten, water, injury, malnourished. This one has a broken leg. This is terrible. Where they are staying is nothing to write home about, but there's a store filled with so many food and clothes. But see what these children are wearing.
Confirming the rescue, FCT Commissioner of Police, Ajawo Adewale Saka, said the children have been secured and the suspects will face justice. Hawa Gimba, NTA News.
As the world marks 2025 World Peace Day, Nigerians must reflect on the need to continue to advocate for peaceful coexistence in spite of differences. Speaking on this year's theme, Act Now for a Peaceful World, Director Human Capital of the Remi Tinubu Support Organization, Ambassador Ayola Ronke Funkole Olasode and other Nigerians say it is a call to eschew violence or any acts capable of jeopardizing the peace Nigerians enjoy as a people. Nigeria, she says, is a great country blessed with human and natural resources capable of placing the country on the world map as one of the most robust economies. The federal government has been commended for commitment to developing the nation by initiating projects that have direct impacts on the well-being of the citizens. The Joint National Assembly Committee on Works gave the commendation at the end of a 3-day oversight of ongoing federal projects in the Southeast. Blessing Ayaun reports.
The Joint National Assembly Committee on Works on Oversight of Federal Projects in the Southeast inspected Enugu-Port Harcourt Road Section 3 Dual Carriage, Enugu-Abakaliki Highway Flyover, Aba-Port Harcourt Expressway Section 2, rehabilitation of Achingali, Udobi, Uwana-Ubakala Road and bridge across Imo River. Other sites include the Anambra axis of ongoing construction of Enugu-Onitsha Expressway, dualization of Night Mile Enugu-Otukpo-Makurdi Road project, and Abakwa Junction axis of Enugu-Onitsha Highway. All these projects are at various stages of completion. The lawmakers who frowned at some irregularities noticed, however, commended the contractors, supervisors, and the Federal Ministry of Works for prompt supervision of the projects. They are optimistic that the projects, when completed, will help develop and promote trade in the zone.
A few years to the last administration, this road was awarded, but the real funding has come with this administration, which is a big plus to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our president, and the Minister of Works, His Excellency, Senator David Umahi. We're happy with what we've seen today.
So far, so good. We hope that the President continues in this direction. If he continues, within a short time, the roads in the south, it will all be completely motorable, and Nigerians will be happy.
Governor of Enugu State, during an audience with the lawmakers at the Government House, thanked the federal government for the huge investment in the zone.
We take road infrastructure very seriously here, and we cannot do that in isolation. So that is why this committee is of utmost importance to us, because we need to work in sync with the federal government.
He, however, employed the federal government to give Enugu State special attention, given her historical background in Enugu. Blessing Ayaun, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More stories when we return. Stay with us.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. To ensure a smooth ban on open grazing in the nation's city center and relocation of cattle to grazing reserves, the Ministry of Livestock Development has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the revamping of Kawu Grazing Reserve in Buari Area Council of the FCT. Yusuf Jika reports that the event has not only provided a platform for sustainable livestock production, but serves as a means for peaceful coexistence and socio-economic development.
It is more than policy on paper. It is a promise unfolding, a dream of modern livestock management now breaking ground, bridging renewed hope to pastoralists and livestock farmers across the country. At the center of this transformation is the Kawu Grazing Reserve in the FCT, stretching over 9,000 hectares with capacity to host thousands of cattle. The land is being reshaped into a model of possibility. Industrial boreholes are springing up to quench thirst. Fresh pastures are being cultivated to nourish herds, earth dams dredged and expanded to secure water, and a veterinary clinic established to safeguard animal health. Kawu is no longer just a grazing reserve. It is becoming a community of resilience.
The administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR is committed to ensuring that Nigeria is a food secure nation, and livestock, we see livestock as a key.
Well, you have seen it here now, certainly. Then we have a lot of schedule for the minister from here up to the end of the year. We will be moving around this country, all the grazing reserves. We have some activities going on.
For the Minister of Livestock Development, this bold step is more than a ban on open grazing in Abuja city center. It is the rebirth of an industry, one that promises peace where there was tension and economic opportunity.
This is the first borehole in this area since this grazing reserve was created. You could see the excitement in the small children. Women were ululating. Elders were shaking their heads in amazement that this is happening in their lifetime.
It's a clear indication that the Nigerian pastoralist has accepted Mr. President's visionary action.
From policy documents to the field, the Ministry of Livestock Development is leaving nothing behind at ensuring this grazing reserve and other tree in the FCT are provided with the necessary amenities that can accommodate pastoralists and other livestock farmers for improved productivity and also put an end to open grazing that is usually associated with farmer-herder clashes. In Kawu Grazing Reserve, Buari Area Council FCT, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
Recently, Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo inaugurated the Kogi State Climate Change Agency. This latest effort to tackle climate-related challenges in the state has received a further boost with the establishment of an international center for climate change and environmental sustainability in Kogi State. Jonathan Omojali reports that the center is to be headed by an indigenous climate change expert.
Memories of the devastating floods in 2012 and 2022 remain vivid in the minds of many who lost their loved ones, homes and valuables. With flash floods now becoming an almost yearly occurrence in Kogi State, Stakeholders from different sectors are stepping up efforts to prevent future disasters driven by the effects of climate change.
It is our support for interdisciplinary research, collaboration, and knowledge sharing.
The center will be spearheaded by award-winning climate scientist Professor Emeritus Jimmy Aduguki, alongside other experts in the university.
The goal of this center, therefore, is to figure out how to use the very best that we have in terms of our intellectual resources, in terms of our research capabilities, to address the economic potential of this region, both from an environmental point of view, in addressing the flood issues, the climate change related issues, but also from an economic sustainability, environmental sustainability point of view. We believe that Kogi State and Lokoja can be the engine of a new Nigeria, the engine of growth of a new Nigeria that will basically harness the potential of the entire Middle Belt region.
We in the academia, we have been saying that such policy document, the university should be the driver.
As Nigeria, and indeed the world, race against time to curb the devastating impact of climate change, the center is poised to play a pivotal role not just in Kogi State, but far beyond its borders. In Lokoja, Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
Former Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps Boboye Oyeyemi has been declared the new president of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, South Nigeria. He scored 177 votes to defeat his closer rival, Dr. Anthony Onoharigo, who scored 124 votes. While congratulating the incoming president, the defeated presidential aspirant told members to support and work in unity with the new leadership, emphasizing that the interests of the institute remains paramount. Boboye is expected to be sworn in to office during the Institute National Conference Annual General Meeting scheduled for 22nd to 24th October 2025 in Lagos. Still with road safety, the Federal Road Safety Corps is emphasizing the importance of special marshals upholding exemplary conduct on the nation's roads. During a recent national patrol exercise in Abuja, Deputy Corps Marshal, Special Duties and Internal Relations, Pauline Olaye, reminded special marshals to serve as role models, embodying the values of the FRSC. Odiri Oboru Arutere reports.
Special Marshals converged at the FRSC Apo Unit Command for their monthly National Patrol exercise, exuding high spirits. The patrol commenced with a parade showcasing gallantry, particularly with the presence of Deputy Corps Marshal Pauline Olaye from the FRS headquarters. Initiator of the National Patrol, Sini Percy Kwambe, FCT Sector Commander Phyllis Tema, and State Coordinator of the Special Marshals, John Onaga. They urged the public to strictly adhere to road rules.
One of the policy thrust is making sure that the roads are safe and reducing accidents to the barest minimum, if we cannot totally eradicate it. So now in doing that, they are supposed to put safety first, because we have drivers who are not sane. Most of them drive on the road without serious caution.
In Abuja, we should be able to make the road blue today to make sure that we accost our fellow drivers, talk to them, enlighten them on the safety on the road.
We know that the roads are meant to be shared. It's not for one person. If we know how to share the road in terms of discipline, in terms of ready to yield where it is necessary for you to yield, even if it is your own right. But if you know that somebody has already indicated interest in turning left or turning right, you should be able to yield.
As a volunteer, we are passionate about lives, but we want to see that the public know that their safety is paramount while driving on the road. We have always said safety first, safety always. Safety always, safety first.
Having having done the national parade by the men of the Special Marshal, they have been dispatched in batches to the various roads where they are going to ensure that the roads are safe for motorists and other road users. The Federal Road Safety Corps is calling on the motoring public to avoid drunk driving, which is a major cause of road accidents and crashes. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our top stories. 2025 United Nations General Assembly Vice President Kashim Shettima set to lead Nigeria's delegation. Lagos Police Commander arrests notorious armed robber John Samuel. Police and Public Complaints Commission rescue malnourished children from illegal orphanage. The ECOWAS Commission, united by a common goal to raise awareness and emphasize the urgent need for collective support to help government tackle the growing burden of childhood cancer in Nigeria. Okapi Children Cancer Foundation organized a 6-kilometer awareness walk through the streets of Abuja. Thomas Owetiri reports.
The rising cases of childhood cancer globally, especially in Nigeria, have raised serious concern, prompting calls for increased awareness. At the awareness walk in Abuja, 6-year-old cancer survivor Stephen Samuel shared his inspiring story, thanking God for healing and urging government, private sector, and individuals to support children battling cancer. The mother emphasized the need for early detection, recalling how his illness started like a common fever.
I thank God for His grace. From the beginning, I never knew, but this symptom of like running temperature, which I assume was malaria.
Founder of the foundation, Kemi Adekoye, joined by medical experts and stakeholders, emphasized that government cannot fight this battle alone. He stressed the need for early diagnosis, proper treatment, and more importantly, increased and accessible budgetary allocation for childhood cancer care.
And to seek help as soon as possible. Do not delay when you notice anything in your child. Get medical opinions, first, second, third, if you're not comfortable.
That a child has been diagnosed of cancer does not immediately translate to that child dying.
Don't overlook any symptoms, anything that is actually strange that is going on, because the symptoms of childhood cancer look like regular malaria and typhoid. So once you see something, don't self-medicate.
No, we also want to use the opportunity to call the National Assembly, to ensure that in 2026 budget, that special packages, should be included for childhood cancer.
We shouldn't leave it to the government. Individuals and organizations should come in so that they will complement the government efforts.
With every step, the message was clear. Together, we can fight childhood cancer one step at a time. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbeteri, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I'm Vivian Ezadifi. Bye for now.